What's going on, guys? Nick from Source Strength. I made a video here to show you guys our typical overhead day. This beginning video here is me at my competition doing the Viking press. I believe the weight was 275 for 27 reps. Felt pretty good about it. It was a good day overall. So our typical overhead day, we do some push jerk for 30 minutes, and then we do some incline for 30 minutes. We ended up doing 8 sets of 5 at 65%. So for her, I think it was somewhere like 85 pounds ish, and for me, this was 205. Pretty easy day for us. We're not really worried about moving big weights here. We're just trying to get volume in, work on our form, our explosiveness. We've moved more towards the push jerk or push press over the strict press. We both have had some pretty severe front delt pain. That just comes, we can only train 3 days a week right now, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we get pretty banged up by the end of the weekend. So you got to be able to do what works for you and what makes the most sense for you. Like I said, both these weights were they were pretty easy. We were like I said, we were trying to treat them pretty explosive and just work on the form. She's doing a great job with her overhead press, coming from just doing the barbell for her was pretty tough in the beginning, so she's making big progress. For me, I'm really just trying to work on making my wrists and my elbows like a parallel line. And then something that I wasn't doing at all in this video, which I normally do, is to push my head through at the top and hold them for a little longer. But to be fair, the weights felt heavy, and I was just trying to jam through. So we did 8 sets of 5 at 65%. You can kind of see here she has a wider stance. I've always felt like that helps you stay stable. And definitely with the push jerk, helps you get some momentum in behind you. We always go wrist wraps anytime we're doing overhead press, and then I go belt, and she likes to go raw, no belt, because she's a badass. But I don't have the lower back for that. You guys know I've had back surgery, so I try to stay pretty safe. We like to walk the weights out. I know we can use a monolift. They have a monolift at our gym and all that stuff. But, I mean, anytime, even with the squat and really anytime that you can walk the weights out, go ahead and do it. It's going to build up more core strength and help you feel the weights, let you know what you're getting into instead of going blind. You see there, she's holding them at the top and pushing her head through. I think this set here, I kind of held them up a little bit longer. It was pretty great. We did 8 sets of 5 in 30 minutes exactly. So we were pretty fired up about that. It was a lot of work to get in such a short amount of time. Here's a different angle. If you look at her bar path, it stays almost completely the same the whole time. She's starting over midfoot and she's ending over midfoot. She's really been listening to all the advice I can give her about this, and you can see there that the bar path is almost perfect. Mine's not as perfect. Cheating here and barely even locking out. It really was kicking my ass. We had a big deadlift day yesterday, or the day before this video, we both were pretty worn out going in. But right here in this video, you can see her wrists and her elbows are almost in a parallel line, which would give her, she's balancing over midfoot, but that'll give her the most stability and the most power. If she were to have her wrists wider, which she did have, and then she fixed it, she was having problems exploding off of her chest. So that made her a lot more explosive. And this is another angle, so you can see the bar path here. Still over midfoot. Her wrist and elbow is still parallel. So she's able to bang these sets out, make them the first set look like the last set, and vice versa. So here, that was 30 minutes of overhead, and now we're hopping into 30 minutes of incline. We don't flat bench anymore, just incline and overhead. I feel like they both kind of complement each other. So she is hitting 95 pounds for 5 sets of 5, and I hit 240 here for 5 sets of 5. This was about 60 to 65%. I don't remember exactly. And the main thing here, just like with the overhead, is I'm trying to keep my elbows and my wrists in a parallel line, neutral, and I want to start and end in the same spot. So I'm bringing the bar down to my chest in the same spot every time, and then I'm looking somewhere in the ceiling, and I'm putting the bar back to the same spot every time. I'm trying to make my bar path as clean and good as possible. A big thing for me is my elbows like to flare out. I use a closer grip, and we both use a closer grip, and we both don't arch because we want to get the biggest range of motion possible. And if you bench like that, you know that your elbows tend to flare out. That's just kind of the nature of the beast. So it's something you got to keep to yourself. She's really good about keeping her elbows in. I wish I could say the same for me, but she's really banging them out here. You can see here I got a little power belly going on. I'm not wearing a belt, and I'm trying to make sure that my low back is not in a compromised position. So I'm pushing air into my belly instead of my chest to create compression for my belly and then towards my lower back there. So nothing exciting, guys. We hit this for an hour. We did our stretching, our dynamic warm up. After this, we did like one bicep workout and one tricep workout. And then we did some conditioning, 10 tire flips, 10 push-ups, and a 20-second plank. And we called it a day. It was a 2-hour workout, really great workout. The whole goal for today is to stay explosive, keep the bar path as, the same bar path throughout the whole workout, controlling and just working on our form. Sometimes you got to work with these lower percentages to kind of humble yourself. It's hard to stay light like this, but in the long run, it'll make you a better lifter. I think here, yep, it almost feels like as the day went on, I kept getting more and more explosive. I was extremely happy with it, trying to hold them at the top and things like that. She's the best spotter around. All right, guys.